This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. Unemployment claims filed in the United States continue to climb.
The Department of Labor reported another 3.2 million Americans filed first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week. That brings the total number of initial claims filed since mid-March to 33.5 million. The fifth week in a row that the number of initial claims fell. Economists say the downward trend is a good sign that things at least aren't getting worse. But Wisconsin could run out of money to pay unemployment benefits to workers who lose their jobs. As early as October 11th, the State Department of Workforce Development released that as the worst case scenario today. Two other projections, which assume fewer unemployment payments, show the fund being depleted in January or September of 2021. A department spokesman says if the state runs out of money, it could borrow from the federal government, so the unemployed will still receive benefit checks.
Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporting that Wisconsin lost out on $25 million in federal funding to help pay for unemployment benefits during the pandemic because Republicans who control the legislature didn't act quickly enough. Governor Evers declared a public health emergency in early March, but GOP legislative leaders didn't schedule floor sessions to pass the legislation until the week of April 13th. Now, Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald and Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said at the time they wanted to wait until the CARES Act was signed by the president before acting on state legislation to ensure that the state wasn't on the hook for spending it could not afford.
We are still waiting tonight for a decision from the state Supreme Court about the legality of the extended Safer at Home order. The justices argue the Department of Health Services Secretary exceeded her authority no, that's not what I mean to say. Hang on here just a second. The issue is the Department of Health Services Secretary. The debate is that she exceeded her authority to extend the order and asked the courts to end it. Republican legislative leaders have argued a more regional approach to the reopening to the economy makes more sense, and that means less affected areas of the state could open more quickly. Today, the governor did not rule that out. He did say he was concerned that people visiting more rural areas of the state could spread the virus. I apologize for that.
Well, Wisconsin is pushing nearly 10,000 positive cases now of coronavirus. Right now, 9,336 cases, 374 deaths. That's up 12 deaths and over 350 cases from yesterday. DHS says about 48% of those cases have fully recovered. For the fourth straight day, the percentage of people who tested positive has decreased. Yesterday, 8%. Today, it dropped down to 6%. Also, there were about 1,500 more tests administered today compared to yesterday. The orange dotted line there shows there's a downward trend, but DHS says the trend has not been significant enough in the past 14 days. The Department of Health Services says we need to see a decrease of 14 days in positive case percentage before we can lift the Safer at Home order. And part of the governor's bounce back plan includes meeting criteria for the categories on the screen here. DHS data shows there's been a downward trajectory of flu-like illnesses reported within the last 14 days, but not a downward trajectory of COVID-like cases. Also, the downward trend of COVID-19 cases among healthcare workers, that was met yesterday, but was not met today. UW Assistant President Ray Cross is calling for all campuses to prepare for change and possible layoffs as the financial strain caused by coronavirus continues.
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us from campus to explain what these changes might look like. Gabby?
Eric and Susan, the university is reviewing programs on all campuses with an emphasis on cost. Now, this could mean reducing course catalogs or even cutting jobs. Cross's plan includes 3 items. First, focusing on the mission at each campus and eliminating duplication across the system. Second, standardizing shared services such as human resources and IT to one location. And third, improving online learning. President of the UW System Board of Regents, Drew Peterson, says this plan is just the beginning of improving the system for education after the pandemic.
These are the start of a multitude of decisions that we need to make, and they're all going to be challenging, but I think they also are all focused on being proactive so that when we come out of the pandemic, we're able to leverage the UW system to grow students, to grow enrollment, to grow revenues, which is going to make us stronger in the future.
Peterson says while the goal is to be least disruptive as possible for students and staff, there will likely be layoffs as a result of these changes. Because of the importance that student life brings of living on campus and attending classes in person, Peterson says it is not their intent to return to online curriculum in the fall, but rather have all campuses return safely.
Gabriella Becerra reporting live. Gabby, thank you.
Colleges scrambled to move their classes online after COVID-19 shut down campuses all across the country. But a growing number of students say they're not getting the academic experience they paid for. Many students are wondering about some refunds. Attorney Roy Willie is taking that question to court. His South Carolina firm has filed more than a dozen class action suits asking colleges for partial refunds on tuition. Another Seattle-based firm targeting several elite universities, including Brown and George Washington, which charges nearly $30,000 per semester.
Once Wisconsin is fully open for business, daycare centers will once again play a critical role for many people.
But many are trying to survive themselves right now. Charlotte DeLeste here with more on a program designed to help them. Charlotte?
Eric and Susan, daycare centers are not cheap, and even when they are filled with children, they operate with the thinnest of profit margins. This pandemic not only sent parents home, but children as well. And while some daycare centers sit idle, they are struggling and wondering if they will survive this. Through the Federal CARES Act, the county is setting up a $3.5 million grant program for about 500 Dane County child care providers to help offset revenue losses.
Just like other folks, they're facing the danger of closure. As we know, up to half of the centers nationally could close as a result of the pandemic. We can't let that happen in Dane County.
The thing that sets childcare business apart from all other businesses is that we rely on them for our workforce to come to work.
The amounts will range in size from $1,400 to $15,000. They expect 500 providers countywide to benefit from this money. There are a couple of conditions, though. The center must be licensed and can be operable by July 1st or within 30 days after public health declares it is safe to be open.
Charlotte, thank you. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has awarded more than $6 million to 16 healthcare centers in Wisconsin to expand COVID-19 testing. Access Community Health Centers in Madison is receiving just over $500,000 for testing. Community Health Systems in Beloit will receive $242,000. The funding is part of the Paycheck Protection Program and Healthcare Enhancement Act.
Oh, partly sunny day, but a cool down is on the way. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
It's going to get cold tonight and for tomorrow, and there's a possibility for frost and freezing conditions. In fact, the National Weather Service has issued a freeze warning from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for areas north of Dane County, and a freeze watch for the possibility for freezing conditions for tomorrow night for all of southern Wisconsin. You can see a visible cloud track. We've had sunshine for much of the day. There are some clouds that'll move through this evening, but it'll mainly just be partly cloudy, and then those skies will clear. No rain out of those clouds, so not even looking for any shower chances. Temperatures are pretty comfortable right now. They're in the lower 60s through much of southern Wisconsin away from Lake Michigan, but those temperatures will drop off pretty rapidly over the next 12 hours. You can see us being down just above freezing by early tomorrow morning. Look for a high tomorrow of only 47, and it'll be even colder for tomorrow night. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Okay, Gary, thank you. A senior CDC official says the Trump administration will not implement the agency's draft recommendations for reopening America. That 17-page document gave more detailed suggestions beyond the guidelines from last month. The new guidance included specific suggestions for schools and churches. It was the administration itself that requested the recommendations. White House task force members decided the draft was too specific, given the different situations in each state. The White House wants governors to lead the reopening effort.
A new ad running in every media market in Wisconsin asks questions directly at the governor, questioning his reasoning for keeping the state under the safer at home order.
But the ad needs some context. Amy Reed has this News 3 Now reality check.
Governor Evers, you extended the lockdown for our state until May 26.
This ad is running all over Wisconsin, posing 4 questions of Governor Evers.
Why did you extend the lockdown when we are far below your original projections for cases and deaths?
This is true. We are far below original projections, though it's very important to note that those original projections were if we did nothing to intervene. But we are well below even projections made on April 24th, which is where the data on on this graph comes from. In the information on its model, DHS projected in this table summary that we'll have 373,800 cumulative cases by May 1st, accounting for 2 months of safer at home. We had 7,314.
Did you factor in the recent scientific studies that thankfully have shown the risk of death from coronavirus is substantially below what was originally feared?
This is misleading. I spoke with Eric over the phone, and he told me this is based off studies in Santa Clara, California, and in Germany. The studies used antibody testing to determine the infection fatality rate in those communities. One hasn't been peer-reviewed, and another drew conclusions other scientists cautioned couldn't be made. A third is a study at the University of Bonn in Germany. The lead on the research said it calculated the COVID-19 infection fatality rate for the first time and found it to be between 0.24 and 0.43%. It also found the infection rate in the area of Germany that it studied was around 15%, 5 times higher than what they originally thought. This goes back to reports that you can have coronavirus and be asymptomatic and never know it. Authors cautioned extrapolating this data too far, though. They studied an area that had a, quote, super spreading event, a festival. And one author said, our findings can only to a limited extent be applied to the rest of Germany or other countries. But the study offers starting points for follow-up research.
You were also legitimately concerned about our hospitals getting overrun. However, did you recognize that never occurred, and most hospitals are now empty?
It's true that hospitals did not get overrun, but it's false that most are now empty. The data we have here is a one-day snapshot of information voluntarily provided by hospitals on the DHS website. Statewide, it says 31% of beds are available. Regionally, the most beds available by percentage is in Northwest Wisconsin, with 44% available.
We know the risk for heart attacks, strokes, suicides, and drug overdoses all increase significantly when people are jobless or under financial stress.
This is mostly true. I couldn't find a study to expressly support a relationship between drug overdoses and unemployment, but there are studies that show risk for heart attack, stroke, and suicide all rise with unemployment. For those suffering right now, there is help out there. We'll link you to that, as well as the resources that we used in this research on our website, channel3000.com. For this News 3 Now reality check, I'm Amy Reed.
A popular music festival in Stoughton is canceling due to COVID-19 concerns. The 7th annual Catfish River Musical Festival will not take place this year. That free festival is planning on coming back in 2021. It'll be held 4th of July weekend.
It's been very successful for the audience and for the performers, and it's gotten us some money. But the big thing is coming out here on a July afternoon, listening to great music and being in a beautiful place, and supporting the Opera House.
The Opera House asking for donations in order to keep the festival free. To donate, head to catfishrivermusicfest.com. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5, how people in Rock County celebrated National Day of Prayer. And coming up tonight at 6, some Wanakee residents want to hang banners in honor of their graduating seniors. Find out why they may have to jump through some legal hoops to do so. That's tonight at 6. Now, Wall Street, the Dow climbed some 211 points. The Nasdaq up more than 125. The S&P jumps 33. We'll be right back.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
We here at Brothers Maine wanted to check in with everyone in the light of the COVID-19 epidemic. We're going to do everything we can here at our store to make sure everything's clean, disinfected, and ready for customers to come in and shop with us. Not only can we come to your house and set up the products as we normally would, but we're also going to be offering a free drop-off service in Dane and Rock County. There's nothing more important to our company than making sure that our employees and our customers are safe and healthy.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Wow, that's Ensure Max Protein with high protein and 1 gram sugar.
It's a sit-up banana, bend at the waist.
I'm trying.
Keep it up. You'll get there.
Whoa!
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Ensure Max Protein.
The DWD makes plans for Wisconsin's Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund to run out. And some Waunakee residents want to hang banners to honor their graduating seniors. Find out why they may have to jump through some legal hoops to do so at 6.
I grew up just up the road in Stevens Point. Wisconsin is a very special place for me, especially Madison. It's where I proposed to my wife. Now my whole family is ready to call the Madison area home. Southern Wisconsin is a vibrant, diverse community with great stories to tell. And I'm excited to be bringing them to you during my favorite time of day, morning.
Join Chris Stanford and the rest of the News 3 Now This Morning team. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Curbside pickup has been a way for many restaurants to continue serving their customers during the pandemic. Now the Wisconsin Better Business Bureau is giving businesses tips on how to keep customers coming back for more. The BBB says businesses should continue to prioritize customer service, like double-checking orders to make sure they're correct. Also, restaurants should update information on its website and on how and what customers can order.
Sometimes these consumers are ordering online for the first time. They're having an awesome experience and they don't want it to go back to normal. This is their new normal. So even though you think that it may not be something that's permanent, it could develop into something that's permanent. So you want to make sure that you're doing it right and just not cutting corners to get through it.
For more tips on staying safe, avoiding scams during COVID-19, visit the BBB's Coronavirus Resources page on their website.
An area hospital and local church congregation teaming up to celebrate National Day of Prayer. That includes social distancing. SSM Health St. Mary's Janesville held a drive-up prayer ceremony and vehicle parade today at the Courthouse Park. A special prayer service was held while people remained in their vehicles due to social distancing.
It's just a wonderful show of support. Just because there's social distancing doesn't mean there has to be spiritual distancing. And we can pray together, and we can pray and be close to God, even though we have that distance. And it's so much nicer to see people doing this together instead of being on Zoom.
And following the prayer, vehicles paraded around the SSM Health Janesville campus.
Get a check on the weather now. Gary Canalti is here, and cold is the weather story tonight. Gary?
Yeah, not only for tonight, but tomorrow night as well across all of southern Wisconsin. We have alert days in the forecast now for tonight into tomorrow morning, as well as tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Widespread frost is likely just about everywhere tonight with temperatures right around freezing, but areas north of Madison have a better chance of seeing a hard freeze tonight where temperatures could dip into the upper 20s. Tomorrow night, again, widespread frost is expected, but there also could be the potential for a hard freeze just about anywhere, as temperatures will be in the upper 20s through most of southern Wisconsin. So temperatures by early tomorrow morning are expected to be right around freezing or a little bit below here in Madison, especially north of Madison, where the temperatures might be below freezing, but still temperatures in the lower to middle 30s, certainly enough to get at some frost, especially in low-lying areas. Tomorrow night should be even colder with low temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees. That will be cold enough for the possibility for some hard freeze conditions. So 3 things to know. It'll be very chilly tomorrow with high temperatures only in the upper 40s, but it'll be cold with frost and or freeze conditions tonight and tomorrow night. And the chilly weather is going to remain through at least Wednesday of next week, but there are signs that by the end of next week, we're going to finally start to turn the corner and see temperatures back to around normal or even a little bit above normal toward the following weekend. Temperatures right now are in the 60s in southern Wisconsin, 50 50s in the northern part of the state. Rhinelander right now only at 48 degrees, but that northerly and northwesterly wind flow will become even more northerly with time. You can see the jet stream winds coming out of central Canada, and that's what's bringing that cold air right into the central part of the country. It's also pushing rain down to the south, so we're just getting some high clouds right now, but these showers out to the west are moving southeasterly and should not affect us for tonight. But that will also allow skies to clear and temperatures will drop off pretty rapidly. Notice the difference in temperatures. 50s and 60s here, you really have to go out and into the southwestern part of Kansas and southeastern Colorado before you see temperatures back into the 70s, and we should be close to 70 this time of year. So this is a sign that the weather is not going to change very much over the next few days, as the temperatures will remain below normal through much of the central part of the country. So a freeze warning in effect from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning north and west of Lone Rock, officially from 4 a.m. until 9 a.m. north of Dane County. And then a freeze watch in effect for all of southern Wisconsin for tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. For tomorrow, look for a high of 47 degrees with partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and very chilly. And you see those temperatures tumbling overnight to around freezing here in Madison, below freezing north of town. Highs tomorrow only in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow night, even colder with clear skies, upper 20s through much of southern Wisconsin, and then high temperatures in the mid 50s for Saturday. So a little bit of an improvement there. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures staying below normal through the middle of next week. But notice as we head toward the end of next week, some 60s and even 70s showing up. That's something to look forward to, but it's got a ways before we get there.
We are looking ahead already. Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the Northwoods League makes a decision about opening day set for later this month. The latest on the future of the season for the Mallards after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. And with great deals available, there's never been a better time to buy at your local dealership. To find the dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is totally words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. This Mother's Day, get up to 50% off the normal retail price. Plus, get free shipping. Visit Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay him with Zelle. That works?
Yeah.
You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
The Northwoods League has announced that opening day has been postponed indefinitely due to COVID-19. The Mallards, along with 21 other teams in the league, were scheduled to have opening day May 26th. The league says it will continue to monitor coronavirus to determine when the best time will be to open the season and what steps they need to take. The Northwoods League was set to start its 27th season this year.
In a little over an hour, the NFL will be releasing its full schedule for the 2020 season. The Packers will of course host all of the NFL North teams, the Lions, Vikings, and Bears. They will also have home games against the Falcons, Panthers, Jaguars, Titans, and Eagles. Besides the 3 NFL North teams, away games for the Green and Gold are the Saints, Buccaneers, Texans, Colts, and 49ers. We'll tell you when the Packers will be playing their opponents on channel3000.com and in our later newscasts.
Fans are ready for live sports to start up again, even if games are closed to the public. ESPN conducted a survey of 1,000 people. 65% said they would watch sports without fans in the stands. That number rose to 76% when participants were asked if they would watch a game where athletes were kept in hotels and contact with others was closely monitored. Live sports have been canceled for weeks because of coronavirus. Many leagues are now weighing options on how to return as states start to reopen.
Well, you have the chance to be part of what could be the most interesting game of golf ever as part of the All In Challenge. Justin Timberlake and Bill Murray are giving you the chance to play a round of golf with them at Pebble Beach. You can enter the sweepstakes for just $10 by applying at fanatics.com. 100% of the money that's raised from this goes to Feeding America, Meals on Wheels, World Central Kitchen, and No Kid Hungry. If you want to give it a shot, the contest ends tomorrow.
And stay with us. We'll have one final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
The world may be shut down, but Mother Nature won't wait. Normal wear and tear on your home won't wait either. So if you need a home improvement, we're here to help. With exclusive offers to save you money on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and design services, all with zero down, 0% interest, and no monthly payments for 6 months. Plus free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home. Visit fryconstruction.com for exclusive money-saving offers and contact us today.
When you have depression, it can plunge you into deep, dark lows and can leave you feeling extremely sad and disinterested. Overwhelmed by bipolar depression? Ask about Vraylar. Not all types of depression should be treated the same. Vraylar effectively helps relieve all symptoms of bipolar depression with just 1 pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Nausea, restlessness, and movement dysfunction are common side effects. When bipolar depression overwhelms, ask how Vraylar can help.
Spring is in the air. The birds are back, the days are warmer, and spring blossoms are starting to pop. Beautiful, colorful, delicate flowers. This spring, let the outdoor living experts at the Bruce Company help you bring this season to life. Colorful plants, stylish garden art, and the latest trends in outdoor furniture. The Bruce Company has everything you need to start your spring off right. So what's your dream this spring? Find it at the Bruce Company on Parmenter Street in Middleton, your outdoor living experts.
Sometimes distance isn't the only barrier between you, your friends, and your loved ones, which is why TDS works tirelessly to provide you with the fastest, most reliable internet so you can stay strong, stay connected, and keep your world together. TDS, the best internet for how we live.
More than 70 years ago, we at Festival Foods began serving this proud state, building strong relationships founded on trust, compassion, and our unwavering commitment to ensuring that you and your family feel at home every time you visit Festival Foods. It's times like these that remind us that family and home are what truly matter most. So we're using this moment just to let you know that Festival Foods is here for you, because family always looks after family. Be safe, Wisconsin.
Coming up here on the CBS Evening News, new numbers tonight show millions more Americans out of work. When will the economy return to normal? Plus, the president announces he will be tested daily for the coronavirus after his personal valet contracts the virus. And as Mother's Day approaches, we hear from some moms about their tips for surviving the lockdown. That's all coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Well, Nintendo announced its profits have surged 41% from a year ago.
It made over $3 billion in operating profit for the fiscal year, which ended in March. The company's products have been in especially high demand because of the pandemic. The Nintendo Switch has sold out on multiple websites. Nintendo is the current market leader, selling more consoles than Microsoft or Sony. Might be a good night to sit home and play some video games. It's going to be a cold one tonight.
Yeah, the next couple of nights will be like that. Here are current temperatures. Not too bad right now. 61 in Madison, most of southern Wisconsin, upper 50s to the lower 60s, away from Lake Michigan. A lot cooler near the lake. But a freeze warning is in effect north of Dane County from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. A freeze watch in effect for all of southern Wisconsin, as well as much of the central Midwest from midnight until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Overnight, look for temperatures to drop to around freezing in Madison. They'll be below freezing north of Madison, where a freeze is more likely. Highs tomorrow only in the upper 40s. And then take a look at that 7 to 10 day forecast. Alert days in the forecast for tomorrow morning and Saturday morning for frost and or freezing conditions. Mother's Day, a chance of showers. Cool through the middle of next week, but warming up toward the end of next week with some shower and thunderstorm chances Thursday and Friday.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.